Nice day like today, it's a perfect day to be here. I mean, you get the best view in the world. I've been doing it 16 years. It's a good job, I like it.
The primary issue with the tower is that it's in an area of very severe weather. Like all of San Francisco, fog rolls in every evening. As a result of that, the tower is pretty much wet every day of the year. And that leads to rust, corrosion, and we make sure that the tower maintains its integrity.
We're doing a lot of maintenance. Painting, rusty stuff, certain tower parts wear out and we got to replace them, things like that.
It's so unique. There's nothing like it. We talk about the Golden Gate Bridge, that's fine. That's an obvious choice. But Sutro Tower is like nothing else. When the fog comes in, those points stick up above the fog bank. I mean, that's just San Francisco to me. That's what San Francisco is.
I lived in the Haight. I lived on Masonic. And as Sutro Tower was unfolding, I watched it being built every day. And I knew exactly why it was being built. The tower was going to be the answer for the region and for the people who lived in the 9-county Bay Area. All these hills and all the interferences you get with communications. And so Sutro Tower served an absolute necessary function and still does.
In the 1990s, the city of San Francisco rated the tower as being an essential facility. And the reason for that is that much of the communications that the Bay Area depends on are routed through the tower.
There are 11 TV stations here, 4 radio stations. There's also first responders, there's transportation companies, there's wireless companies, so there's a lot of variety up here as far as companies using the facility.
Sutro Tower was constructed in 1972 through 1973. It's a steel structure. Its construction is similar to the Bay Bridge or to the Golden Gate Bridge. There's about 3.5 million pounds of structural steel above the ground. That's the size of a pretty good warship that the United States Navy might have. And anchoring all of that into the ground is about 15 million pounds of concrete.
When I served as mayor, I had the great pleasure of accepting recommendations that came from a collection of citizens about the attention we should pay to Sutro Towers. We set up an oversight group, and then on an ongoing basis, we've got a building inspection department whose responsibility it is to be assured it remains as structurally solid as it is.
I've been the structural engineer of record for the tower since 1997. As structural engineer of record, what I do is I design all of the various antenna and equipment that are mounted on the tower from time to time. I oversee annual inspections of the tower's condition and assure that it still conforms to the building code. When we do these annual inspections, we hire a special inspection and testing agency. They develop a report that describes the condition of everything that they've inspected. I make recommendations as to what needs to be addressed and fixed, and then we file that together with a letter describing the corrective actions we're taking to the City of San Francisco Building Inspection Department, and that happens every year.
We're looking for problems that are indicative of structural distress. The purpose of our work is to mitigate that corrosion when it occurs before it becomes a problem.
Our tower is unique in the sense that it's a candelabra type thing where it goes up and then the small waist and then goes out, which makes it challenging for most riggers out here. With personnel rated hoisting equipment, they can raise people in these baskets to get to places that you don't have access to. They'll just ferry up that line right to where they want to go. Being safe is always our top priority.
Aren't you scared of the heights? Aren't you cold? Aren't you worried about falling? Yes, it's cold. Yes, it's high. I'm not worried about falling. We carry and wear the proper safety gear throughout the program.
We have a positioning belt that you know, you can position yourself and then have both hands free. You have a lanyard. This is like, you don't want to ever have to use it, but you know, it'll save you. That's it.
When I think of Sutro Tower, I think of three things. First of all, it's unique. I have never seen a structure like this. I don't think anybody has. It's an unusual thing that people see all the time in San Francisco. Second, it's very San Francisco. I like to think of it as kind of the tuning fork of the city. It's innovative, it's unusual, and yet it's entirely functional. And the third thing is, and this is a personal thing, when I moved here 30 years ago, I could not figure out where I was going in San Francisco. I finally realized if I look up at the hill, keep Sutro Tower in place, I can get where I'm going. And I've never forgotten that.
The tower is painted white and orange. The orange is international orange, and that's done basically to allow airplanes to see the tower so that they won't collide into it.
It really is, by design, as complementary of its surroundings as it could possibly be.
These three legs are attached to 15 million pounds of cement below ground. And the whole idea there is to keep the center of gravity as low as possible. In this case, it's actually below ground. So during any kind of an earthquake, the whole idea is the tower stays upright.
The tower has been designed to resist the most severe earthquakes ever likely to affect it.
The constant inspections that the engineers are required to do, plus the original design and construction, made it so that it would be standing when nothing else was left if a quake hit.
In the event of an earthquake, viewers are going to need us to be there, giving them information on the Bay Area. So in order to make sure we'll be on the air, we've gone to quite a bit of effort to get everything bolted into the concrete and the walls. A lot of good bracing, and we'll be there after that next big quake.
Nowadays, when we think about distribution, we have to think in terms of more than just the antenna. People get us on satellite, they get us through cable, they even get us through the web. So this facility takes care of those distribution points also.
And over here is where the signal comes in from the studio. We bring it in here on the microwave dish, and then it's taken over on one piece of wire to the transmitter. Cable companies are fed from this room as well. They combine them and distribute them to their viewers. This is the main transmitter here. That's two cabinets. Together it puts out 1 million watts. And all the power, once it's amplified, goes up these two copper pipes to the antennas. The backup transmitter is used when we don't have any power on the main transmitter, so we don't lose the signal at your home.
We have redundancy with the transmitters, we have redundancy for the power, we have UPSs. It's all built to take care of the unexpected. So this allows us to stay on all the time.
One of the benefits of our over-the-air signal from Sutro is that we can provide a mobile signal to devices like this that has great video, great audio, and it's very robust. It's free, comes over the air, you just sign up, and there it is.
I sit on an airplane when I come in for a vacation, I look at Sutro Tower, and that says home to me. I mean, I know we've got the Bay Bridge, we've got the Golden Gate Bridge, but this is the center of town as far as I'm concerned, and that's what makes me feel like this is San Francisco.
It is such a significant icon. It's right up there with what makes this region so interesting to live in. And you can check the website out and see it. www.sutrotower.com.